Consider an alternative method. This is by no means the ultimate jig for the construction of the mortise and tenon joint, as I am sure someone will come up with a better method. The jig will give greater control of the cutter with the aid of template guide. The jig will also provide maximum support to the router, therefore adding safety to the process. The jig will produce all the mortises exactly the same size. To demonstrate the use of the guide, start with a simple project such as constructing a frame 400 by 300. It will be necessary to determine the length, position and thickness of the mortise to be cut. Once the material for the stiles have been cut to length, the position of the mortise should be marked clearly on the edge of the material. If the rail material for the frame is 60 mm wide, a 40 mm tenon would be sufficient width. The thickness of the tenon should be 6 mm, this being approximately 1/3 the thickness of the material. Before constructing the jig, consider what template guide and cutter combination will be used. Should you choose a 6 mm cutter, usually from the 1/4 inch range, it will be necessary to select a large template guide, such as the 40 mm. The 40 mm guide will allow the cutter to be seen during the process, and the sward will disperse more readily. The jig is made in two sections. The top section will give the router maximum support and guide the template guide. Adding the fence will locate the jig on the material to position the mortise accurately each time. The top section of the jig is constructed from 9 to 12 mm MDF material or plywood. Two lengths of material, 60 mm wide and one length 40 mm wide, are required. The 40 mm width is very important and should be produced accurately to take the 40 mm template guide. The 60 mm strips are cut to 300 mm long. Glue the edge surfaces and clamp them together using masking tape, stretching the tape to help hold. It is important that the masking tape is applied both sides to prevent cupping. Remove the center section 74 mm piece and leave till the glue has set. Why 74 by 40? This is the difference between the template guide and the cutter, plus the length of the tenon. When the glue has set, remove the tape from one side only and laminate that side with Laminex, Formica or any similar material that will add strength and durability to the jig. Trimming the laminate is completed with a trimmer or in the blow bench router position, such as the Triton router table. Trim the laminate from the sides and the 74 by 40 mm opening. It is not necessary to file the edges of the laminate square in the corners. The position of the upright fence is important. It will be necessary to calculate the position of the fence material before attempting to secure the frame to the fence. Prepare a spacer 300 mm long and 40.5 mm wide. Clamp the spacer to the laminate side of the frame and secure the upright fence. Adding a 19 by 19 mm strip to the underside in the position shown in the sketch will assist in locating the jig on the material. The fence could be made adjustable for a greater variety of materials. Once the two sections have been screwed together, laminate the top surface and trim. It might be advisable to consider a trial run to test the accuracy of the fence position before laminating the top surface. Once the top section has been laminated, the jig is now ready for use and can be clamped to the stile. The jig and the material can be inserted into the bench vise, or a separate stand can be constructed to support the material. Details of the support stand are provided for those who do not have access to a bench vise. Clamp the stand to the bench top with 2 clamps. The router will have maximum support and therefore will not tilt. The cutter will be guided in a straight line. The router can be moved back and forward to produce the same size mortise with greater safety. The end cutting bits illustrated are recommended for routing mortises. The end cutting cutter has an extra blade inserted on the base of the cutter to make plunge routing easier. Should be noted, these are not available in a 6 mm range of cutter. With the material positioned on the support stand and the jig located to route the mortise, place the router in position and plunge until the cutter touches the material. Lock the carriage and set the depth of cut. Take a series of cuts to reach the final depth of the mortise. Some routers may be equipped with a 6-step turret to make routing in stages easier. Under no circumstances try to route the full depth of cut.